Meet the new TW200. I still have my old 87, but I just decided it was time for a new one. Don't even have a tag for it yet, but I've got the bill of sale with me and title application, and I do have insurance, so I'm legal. I've got 20 days before I have to have a plate on it, as long as I have the proof of insurance and proof of ownership. So I'm just out taking it for a ride. I've had it one day. It has 21.2 miles on it. And I'm down here at one of my places I like to stop and rest at. I've made some videos with the old TW200, which, like I said, I still have, and I still intend to ride it a lot too, but I'm thinking, since I've got this one now, I might actually do the trailer wheel mod and put an ATV tire on the back of the old one, and you know, a larger rear sprocket, like at least a 55 tooth, maybe a 60, to make it even better for off-road, but still street legal, at least reasonably so. But yeah, I've shot videos of crossing this river, the Paint Rock River, by the way. I've shot videos of crossing right at this spot with the 87 TW, but I'm not going to cross it today. For one thing, it's higher than usual, and for another, with 21 miles on it and not broken in yet, I really don't want to subject it to the shock of cold water. So, there it is. Let's go ride some more. You know, one of the great things about a trail bike like this, by which I define it's a dual sport, but a lot of people think of a bigger bike when they think dual sport. And, you know, this is a type of dual sport. It's what we used to call street and trail when I was younger. That's what the little Honda XLs were, like a XL100, XL175, XL250, and so on. Street and trail. And the TW200 falls into that category too. Street and trail. But they're also known nowadays as just a trail bike. A trail bike is not really an enduro. It's a street and trail bike anyway. So one great thing about it, besides the fact that they usually get better gas mileage than a larger dual sport, they're a lot lighter, and you know, you could come to places like this on a big dual sport bike. You can come to places like this in a Jeep. You know, I could bring my Jeep down here, no problem. I could come down here in my truck, no problem. I might have a little more difficulty fitting under here with the truck. I might hit some of my antennas on the way in. But man, it's easy to come down here on a street and trail bike. Places like this. And one great thing about a place like this is, this is pretty far out in the boonies. There are no cities anywhere nearby. You can hear the occasional car go by because there's a 2-lane highway over in that direction. But there are no towns out here. Well, there are some little villages, but most of them don't even have a store of any variety. Looks like somebody lost a U-joint out here. But anyway, yeah, come down here and go all camping with Steve. That's a shout out, by the way. I don't know how many of you watch Camping with Steve, but I do. And when I come to a place like this, and this is actually better than the other bridge that I've made quite a few videos at, because this one, the other one seems to get some traffic. This road gets very little traffic, the road that this bridge is on. And like I said, you can hear a fair amount of traffic over there on the 2-lane highway, but none of it has come through here. And there's no fire ring or anything in here, so there's a bit of graffiti, but it's doesn't seem like very many people come down here. So you could come down here and make a little fire and hang out, you know. Bring a folding chair or whatever. Or like I said, go all camping with Steve. Bring some minimalist camping equipment and stay here overnight. Chances are nobody would ever know you were here. But I wanted to take a closer look at the bike here. You know, on the forums, there's always somebody who comes along and says, I would really like the TW200 if they would make it a 350cc or so. Maybe give it an extra gear, make it a 6-speed instead of 5 so that you can do 80 miles per hour. And, you know, of course, give it fuel injection. I mean, why would anybody be making a carbureted motorcycle in 2021? 2022 actually is the year model of this. And who needs a Kickstarter anyway? Well, of course it doesn't have a Kickstarter, but anyway, so that's a carburetor. The great thing about a carburetor is it can be gravity fed, and it is, in fact. It's gravity fed fuel from the tank. Doesn't need a pump, doesn't need a computer to run it. This bike does not have a computer, and it doesn't, and it's CDI ignition, so it can run without even a battery if you can get it started, which you can push start it, you know. But here's the thing, if you look at that side cover right there, it says Kickstarter, and that is a rubber plug. And so the point of that is that you can retrofit a Kickstarter to it. And I intend to do so. My 87 has one. From 87, the first year of the TW200, through 2001, I think, was the last year. they had Kickstarters. And then they deleted the Kickstarter after 2001, and they haven't had one since. It also has a mechanically operated drum brake in the back. Nothing wrong with that. Now, these later ones, also after 2001, they got a hydraulic front disc brake. The earlier ones had a cable-operated front drum brake. Either one is fine. The disc brake is not necessarily better than a drum brake. You know, on a heavy and or fast bike, disc brakes are better. But on this, a drum brake is fine. And I like the fact that it at least has one mechanically operated brake, non-hydraulic, because hydraulics aren't likely to fail, but they can. So it's a very minimalist bike.